Hey VC, Crazy Jimmy here, coming at you with another video. First off, just want to thank everyone that's newly subscribed and all the past subscribers that have been with me since the long haul. Well, since the beginning, not too long ago. And also want to thank everyone for commenting. Anyone who comments, I try to answer as quickly as possible, try to answer everyone. And if you like what you hear and see, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit the notification bell. And please like what you see if you like it. So really greatly appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone that watches. So today is a vinyl finds video. I haven't done one of these yet. I've been doing a bunch of different things. But today I'd like to do a vinyl finds video because I've been to two different record shows recently. So I went to one in Dedham, Massachusetts, which is usually a pretty big one, a couple weeks back. And this past weekend, yesterday, I went to one in Lowell, Massachusetts, which was in a pretty historic mill building, mill number 5. And this has always been, a great one for me because typically in Lowell, it's collectors that are selling and renting tables, so they're bringing like their curated either collections or curated stuff that they no longer want anymore. So I find that the variety is a lot better in Lowell than in Dedham, where it's a lot of career sellers who buy and sell at these conventions. So but anyways, both of them were great. Found a lot of great stuff at each one and want to show you. So going to kind of wing through these pretty quick. And yeah, this kind of shows off how broad I am with my what I like and listen to. You're talking to a guy, you're looking at a guy who loves Hall & Oates. I've got every Barry Manilow record. I've got stuff that would be like, what are you doing with this? Some people would go, I don't know if you should have told us about that, but I listen to everything. I like it all. Even some rap. I like some rap. I like some country. Straight up country. Obviously, guys know I like Americana already and cosmic country, but I even like some of the straight up stuff, some of the old school stuff. So, anyways, let's get rolling. The first one is Felix Harp, the first of Felix Harp, and this was from 1972, and it's on a pretty cool label there. I'm not going to pull this one out. This one's in the shrink, but it is a gatefold. This is their first album. And what's cool about this is this band, these kids are like teenagers, first of all. I think he's like 14 years old, this guitarist, so really crazy. But this band had 2 albums stolen and released as tax scam albums. So this album was released as a tax scam album. This is the official one, but what ended up happening is the demos for this album, plus a couple additional songs that are not on this album, were released as Felix Harp under the name, but released as Dear. So it just says Dear with a period in 1977. But this is 1972. This is the one to own. Even though it's missing those 2 tracks, there's 2 tracks on this that are not on the tax scam album. And this is pretty good. This has got, it's got some pop psych going on, a little bit of Nielsen going on. If you like Nielsen, definitely some great guitar work from this 14-year-old virtuoso. But really, it's good psych pop rock for sure. So check that out. Next, I picked up actually a couple. This is my favorite Traffic album, Mr. Fantasy, and I had to get both the USA press and the UK, which is here, and I actually found both. If I can find it here for you. So there you go. The UK obviously has the original cover in a gatefold, and then this is the USA. The reason I wanted both is because the USA actually has a different track list. The order's different. And on top of that, there's a couple different tracks on this one that are not on this one. So you kind of have to get both. And my understanding is you got to get the stereo and the mono as well. So I'll be on the lookout for that. But these are the ones that were there, and that's what I grabbed. This one's in the shrink, which is great, as I always love that. But this is my favorite Traffic album by far. There's no comparison to this album. 1967, Psych, Psych, Psych. So this is as psych as it gets. And you're probably wondering, well, Stevie Winwood, I didn't know, but this is in the vein of like Tomorrow, the album by Tomorrow from 67, or was it 68? Sgt. Pepper, but a little more trippy. So, if you like that, the Zombies, Sgt. Pepper, if you like Tomorrow, if you like, what's that other band there? Losing it. But, I had another one there, but this here, Dear Mr. Fantasy by Traffic, just an absolute must have, from 1967. Next up, I picked up, Cochise or Cochise, not sure how to pronounce it. This is a UK pressing. This was never pressed in America. This is their third and last album. They released 3 albums, 1970, 71, and a 72. This is 72 on the United Artists label. And this features members of Procol Harum. And if you're wondering what it sounds like, it will remind you a little bit of Procol Harum, but it's a little heavier. And really great pedal steel throughout on this. So to call this cosmic country might be a little off, but it definitely has that cosmic country kind of feel from that pedal steel kind of running through each song. I believe most of these songs have the pedal steel on it. So really great. Does remind you a little bit of Procol Harum, a little bit of the band, but this is definitely heavier. So a lot heavier. The guitar work is a lot heavier. But definitely check out Cochise. They have 3 albums. One's from 70, 71. This is, I think, 72. Yeah. So excellent stuff. Next up, this one here, Holy Mackerel. I already own one of these, but of course, when you see it out in the wild, it's really so good that I had to pick up another. So this is in really great shape in the shrink. And this is Paul Williams. This is his first band. There's Paul. And let me tell you, this is psychedelic, man. This is like psych pop all the way through. Some treated vocals on here too. I always love it when there's a track or two with some treated vocals that they like run through the Leslie speaker that has that nice that tremolo effect to it. Well, this is no different. There's a track or two on this that does that as well, that has that effect. But really great songwriting, really good psych pop on this. So the Holy Mackerel, self-titled. I forgot the year this was released, maybe 69, I want to say. I'm not sure. But I should have gotten that for you, but I apologize. But it's on the Two Tone Reprise label. Again, Paul Williams' first band. Really, this is killer stuff. So, highly recommend you pick that up. Next up, Lawrence Hammond, Coyote's Dream. Just a freaking amazing cosmic country album. This was his only solo album. This is the lead singer from Mad River. So, if you haven't heard Mad River, do yourself a favor and pick up Mad River's 2 albums. They're self-titled from 68. And Paradise Bar and Grill from 69. Well, this is the lead singer from that band. And you know what? If you like Mad River, I think you'll still like this, even though Mad River's a little more crazy, a little more psych. Obviously, Mad River's a lot of psych. But this is cosmic country all the way through. If you like cosmic country, if you like Flying Burrito Brothers and that type of cosmic country sound, then you will love this Lawrence Hammond album. It's on Tacoma. I always love the Tacoma label. It has that old school look to it from like the 40s and 30s. But check out this Lawrence Hammond album. Check out the snippets online. And I guarantee you, if you like cosmic country, you will love this 1976 release. Of course, Mad River, if you're a Mad River fan, you got to get it. All right, next up, this cool Ohio band from the late 70s. This is called, the band is called Bizarros. Self-titled on the Mercury label. And this, I love the artwork on this, by the way. It's so cool. This Ohio band here this is like very punky, but it's like pop punk, pop rock punk, mixed with some post punk. But primarily, this is like it's not the Ramones, because Ramones is more bubblegum. This is not bubblegummy to me. I'm trying to give you a good reference point here. Probably Perry Ubu without the craziness. This is a little more straight up. They play it a little more straight. But I think this was released in '79. Really killer punk album, but it's more pop punk than anything. So check this out. Bizarros from Ohio. Really good. This one here I got in Lowell, Silicone Teens. I've never seen this in the wild, even though it's probably a pretty common album on Sire. This features, I forgot his first name, but Miller from who started Mute, the label Mute. So he's like an electronic wizard, and he like pioneered the electronic post-punk movement of the 70s. And this was a band he was in and involved with, and this is electronic post-punk at its finest. But it's like bubblegum electronic. It's hard to explain. So it's poppy electronic, and it's poppy post-punk. So kind of mixed together. But this is Miller, the brainchild of Miller and some others. It's on the Sire label. I love this cover too. It's really cool. But yeah, if you can get this pretty cheap these days. You can pick this up for like $5, $6. But if you see it out in the wild, grab it if you like that style of music. All right, this one here I posted on Facebook, and I was just so wowed by it. I picked this up also at the record convention in Dedham. And let me tell you, this 1972 soundtrack from Westworld, the original movie with Yul Brynner, is so good. So good. I'm not really a soundtrack guy. But when I watched this movie and I turned to my wife, I'm like, I really like this music. There was like cosmic country songs, cosmic Americana songs, mixed with electronic like madness, mixed with like Outlander. If you ever seen the show Outlander, like Irish type music, like Irish jigs from like the early days, 1700s. So those three genres are kind of on here, and it starts off very Western, but kind of in a cosmic way, and then it rolls into sci-fi electronica that is just like, will remind you of Kraftwerk, but more avant-garde. So good. And then it goes into this like Outlander sound, that type of music. This movie, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it has like three different time periods that it rolls through. It rolls through like a Western set. So you have the Western music, the cosmic country music for that. It rolls through like a sci-fi set. And you can see this. I mean, look at this cover. It's so cool. Look at that. The sci-fi set. And then so you got music to go along with that. By the way, Gunslinger is my favorite song in here. It's just so ominous, so sinister. So sinister. And then you've got the old set from like, I don't know, the 17 or 1800s, and the music to fit it. So it's on MGM. I'm telling you, this is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks, and that beats Saturday Night Fever. This beats, for me, it beats Xanadu. It beats all the classics like Grease. This is my number one soundtrack now. For now. Westworld. Check it out. All right. Just a few more here. Next up, band that I really didn't know. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. There it is. A band that I didn't know much about. But because it was on the Vox label, which is right there, I took a chance. Because I've liked everything that's ever been on the Vox label. Everything. The Vox label specializes in the Paisley Underground. So any band that has that Paisley Underground sound. like the 3 o'clock. What else? Game Theory, kind of like the early days of Game Theory. I'm drawing a blank on Paisley Underground bands. There's so many, and I have a bunch of them too, and I'm still drawing a blank. But with that said, this here, the Steppies, I'm not sure how they pronounce it, the Steps, I don't know. But I never heard it before. I took a chance. It was pretty inexpensive. Inquire Within is the name of this album. I think this is their last one. And I want to say this was 1989. And it's just so good. It's Paisley Underground all the way through. And, to remind you of those bands, and obviously those bands followed the Beatles. They kind of mimicked the Beatles sound, but added a nice psychedelic twist to it. That's Paisley Underground. Even Prince loved the Paisley Underground. He named one of his albums, or he named some songs from it. And he did a whole album based on the Paisley Underground. And I think he even changed his label, or made his label name Paisley Park or something based on Paisley Underground. So, but like I said, anything on the Vox label has always been great. So whenever I see the Vox label, I just buy it. Great stuff. All right, a few more here. This one here, speaking of Paisley Underground, Salvation Army. This is basically the band, the 3 o'clock, before they became 3 o'clock, and they were called Salvation Army. And it's on the Frontier label. Pretty cool label there. But this is, again, it's like Paisley Underground, but it's mixed with like garage rock and punk. So you got garage rock, Paisley Underground, and a little bit of punk, like a dash of punk. Throw it in a blender, and you got this album, Salvation Army. It's really good. I want to say this was, I think this was late 70s, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't want to open it. It takes time to open it. I'm not going to open it. But really killer album. Got that one down in Dedham. Next up, got this one down in Dedham. I know you've all seen this before. This is Graham Nash, his first solo. My favorite solo from Graham Nash by far. Just a brilliant album. But I want to show you why I really bought this, because I have the promo, the USA promo, which is it sounds great. It's an artisan cut. This is also an artisan cut. This is a German press. The reason I got this is because it's a laminated gatefold. And those of you who have the original USA, it's not a gatefold. Like, I think this is like the only one released in gatefold. It's got all the lyrics. It's laminated. It's really beautiful. German press. It's a artisan press, so it used the same metal. So I would assume they sent them overseas. After the States used it in Germany, they pressed it with using the same stampers. All analog. Just had to have it, because this is like, this album to me is better than any Crosby, Stills, and Nash album. I know that's going to be unpopular, and I know people are going to possibly mock me on that, but this is just so good. I mean, all the way through. Simple Man, that song brings me to tears every time I hear it. Simple Man just has me bawling every time I hear it. It's just such a beautiful, 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 beautiful ballad. Anyways, couple more. Never heard of this band. Saw it on Rare Earth, Magic. Listened to a snippet on YouTube, and I said, wow, this sounds good. The snippet I heard was Cosmic Country. So the whole album is not Cosmic Country. I was hoping it was. It's not, but it's still really good. This band only released 2 albums. This is one of them. They're really hard to find. For whatever reason, the first album this band released is huge money. It'll set you back like $200. This one here will set you back about 30 to 50. I don't know. I listened to both, and I like this one better. I don't know why the other one's so valuable. Maybe it's rare, but this is a mix of like a little bit of prog, a little bit of Americana, Cosmic Country, a little bit of rock, but it's good. It's good. So, love the Rare Earth label. This is a DJ only copy, so it's got the old DJ promo. But yeah, Magic. Didn't know anything about him. Still don't know a lot about him. But I did enjoy the album, and it was priced right. It's got the lyrics on the back there. But check this out. This was from, I want to say this was pressed in 72, 71. So I'm a sucker for like early 70s releases, like power pop and cosmic country, psych, all that stuff. I love it all. Next, this is Plank by Jellyfish Kiss. I want to say this is 1990 on Shimmy Disc. And this is just pure, like, madness. This is like indie rock, garage, indie, post-punk, all thrown in a blender. Just wild. Love this album. Never owned it. Always wanted to own it, and found it for a good price. So had to grab it on Shimmy Disc. 1990, I think this was pressed. And it's never been repressed. So seek that one out. Kate Bush. I'm not going to go into this. Everyone knows this. Stranger Things kind of really made this one popular. Got this primarily for my wife. It was $15. So, when you see this for $15, you're going to grab it. Because I think it's like a $40 record now for whatever reason. Probably Stranger Things. Thought I had one more in here. And I do. Last one. Bloodstone. Natural High. This is soul and funk and rock. Kind of thrown in a blender. I actually never heard of anything off of this. I know Natural High was the single. But I checked it out on YouTube before I bought it. Let me show you here. And I really liked what I heard. I love the vocals are great. Very soulful. And I don't mind a little soul and funk in my collection. So picked up Bloodstone. This is their second album, by the way. 1972. In the Shrink. So, had to have it. Oh, one more. Sorry. Guy I didn't know anything about. Adam Miller. This was sealed. Took a shot. $6. Haven't opened it yet. But this is called, this is by Adam Miller, Who Would Give His Only Song Away, on Chelsea Records. You can see the lyrics here. Now, I have not opened it yet, but I did listen to a few snippets, and I'm like, yeah, this sounds pretty good. Singer-songwriter stuff, 1972, smack dab in the, the time frame that I love, and I love singer-songwriter, so definitely something that I think I'll enjoy, and it can be had really inexpensive, so why not? Took a shot on it. But there you go. Those are my vinyl finds at 2 record conventions, both of them in Massachusetts. There are some more record conventions coming up. One in New Hampshire, which I'm really excited about because we haven't had one up in New Hampshire in quite a while. But now is the time for all these record conventions. I'm sure everyone who's watching has a record convention going on soon, if not recently. So definitely check those out. You can definitely find some good stuff at record conventions that have not been like picked over at your local record store. But anyways, thanks for watching my first Vinyl Finds video, and hopefully to have some new content out soon. And we'll go from there. Crazy Jimmy out.